Yo, what's going on guys? Deadpool here. Welcome back to a brand new video here on the channel. Today we have some updates on the way for Marvel Rivals from new game modes, new leaks about game modes, information from the developers about upcoming skins and future updates like heroes. So we've got a lot to talk about, and we're going to start with the upcoming Resource Rumble game mode. Because on August 22nd, a brand new game mode called Resource Rumble that will take place on the brand new Clintar Throne of Knull map is coming to the game, and in the Season 3.5 dev vision, the game director confirmed that this mode will be coming to Quick Match to begin with, and then after player feedback and maybe a bit of fine-tuning and enhancing of the mode, they will add it to the competitive match pool, which means that the new Resource Rumble game mode is actually a serious game mode, not just some silly wacky LTM like the auto chess mode. This is a new game mode that's going to be played in competitive in the near future. Now that means the new mode is likely something that we've seen in other games like Overwatch 2, a game mode like Flashpoint, which is a mode where every minute or so a new objective will appear around the map that you have to fight for and take control over against the enemy, and the longer that you hold these zones, the more points you earn, and obviously getting more points than the enemy team will win you the game. And this is the kind of mode that I can definitely see coming to Marvel Rivals, and it feels like Resource Rumble might be something like that. It could be another similar kind of spin-off mode that we've seen in other hero shooters, but what we do have is some new leaks about the brand new map and mode. First of all, XOX Leak revealed what the skybox for the new Clintar Throne of Knull map will look like, and as we can see, it seems to take place underground. I believe we're in the core of the Clintar map, which is where Knull is housed on his throne, and I don't know, even the skybox just gives me Flashpoint vibes. It seems like a perfect map where you'll have objectives kind of bouncing around, and we have another look at what the environment of the new map will look like in the Blade store skin. As you can see, this seems to be the background of the new map. Of course, it is just artwork, it's more stylized, but it does give you a bit more of a vibe of this new map. Of course, more details will come in the next week or so, but it's interesting to see, and we also have more leaks from XOX Leak of some of the props that will feature in this map. So here you can see some models of props that will be around the map, and as we can see, they seem to be skeletons of creatures, maybe even dragons, that might even get reanimated by Knull. I'm not too sure, but it's definitely an eerie setting in the Throne of Knull. But what's even cooler is Knull will feature on this map as an NPC, because there are voice lines in the game files of Knull interacting with the heroes, and I don't know exactly what triggers this, but it should be part of the new map. I don't know whether Knull will be sat on his throne, and if you go near it, he talks to you. I don't know if he'll be walking around the map. I don't know if he'll just be a voice that echoes when you capture the objectives or something of the sort. But here are all of the Knull interaction voice lines, thanks again to XOX Leak.
You have already tasted my power. Why resist when you could instead be my greatest champion? Foolish half-mortal, trying to defeat me with my own power is nothing short of delusional. You think yourself a force of creation. I spawned the great void. You are nothing compared to me. Consume, devour, slaughter, massacre, obliterate. When freedom is mine, I will punish all who kept me imprisoned, starting with disobedient children like you. All symbiotes will pledge their fealty to the King in Black. You are no exception, my child. The Phoenix still refuses to yield, but all flames eventually fade, and darkness always returns. You overestimate your power. No mortal hero nor any of my children can imprison me forever. Knull will rise.
Some pretty cool interactions. Knull will be voiced by Michael Scott. He did an absolute great job at matching the tone for Knull. So that's what we know about the Resource Rumble game mode and the map. Of course, lots of things are still left unanswered, and we should get a clearer picture soon. But speaking of game modes, we got some updates on the brand new Infinity Crisis game mode, which I don't think will be coming to the game for a pretty long time. I think this is still a few seasons down the road. And to jog your memory, or in case you missed it, the Infinity Crisis game mode seems to be some kind of capture the flag style mode, or maybe even a raid PvE mode, but I'm leaning towards more of a capture the flag mode based on the leaks, which has leaked features like having to capture crystals and carry them back to your base, and there's code for when the enemy takes the crystal or they've dropped the crystal, so it seems like a capture the flag mode. But there's even a Kraken that acts as sort of a boss fight on the map for Infinity Crisis, as it even has attacking and death animations, so this sounds like a very interesting mode that will be taking place on a Hydra Hive world map. So that's why I don't think it will be coming for quite a few seasons, as it's going to be on a new Hydra map. But XOX Leak just found a new creature in the game files that's part of the Infinity Crisis mode. Now, it could just be a map prop like we've seen in the past, for example, the bats that fly around on the New York map, or they could play a bigger role in the mode, and it looks like some kind of brood insectoid, which makes sense if it's coming with the Hydra Hive map, as the brood operate with a hive mind, and that makes me believe that the Infinity Crisis mode will be coming in the same season that we get the brand new leaked Vanguard Hive. Because Hive is a leaked hero in the game files, he even has abilities like Deadly Parasite, Painful Lashing, and Accelerated Transformation, and he's set to be a new Vanguard, and it makes sense that Hive comes out with the brand new Hydra map that also features the Infinity Crisis mode that also has these kind of brood insects flying around them. So the developers are definitely cooking something with this Infinity Crisis mode, but I don't think we'll be seeing it for quite a while, but that's the latest update on that. Now let's hear what the Marvel Rivals developers have told us to expect in the future, including new skins, collaborations, and more. And first up, the Marvel Rivals director revealed that more collaborations between Marvel games are on the way. Just like we had the PlayStation 5 Spider-Man suit, we should expect more of these kind of collaborations to come to Marvel Rivals in the future. And some of these upcoming possible collaborations could be EA's Iron Man game, or Insomniac's new Wolverine game, or even Marvel's Blade. There are so many Marvel titles releasing, and Marvel Rivals is looking to do plenty more collaborations. I really hope we see a Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls collaboration, because that anime Iron Man suit looks absolutely nuts. Now, the devs also spoke about Esports Skins in an interview. They mentioned that to build the esports ecosystem, they have to do more than just the prize pool, such as introducing esports team bundles or grand finals bundles in the game, where the profits would be evenly distributed to all the teams to help support them. And grand final bundle profits could add to the prize pool or be given to the champions or runners-up in the tournament. Now, they did stress that the focus would be to help everyone in the esports ecosystem to find their way, so it looks like they're contemplating with the idea of esports bundles, and they'll definitely be taking on board community discussions on how we'd like to see this introduced in the game. And personally, I wouldn't like to see separate esports skins. I think it would kind of clutter the amount of skins in the game, just adding a bunch of basic esports skins. Instead, I think it would be cool if they chose a select amount of skins, or each team could choose their own skins in the game, and then we get a recolor of that skin in the team's colors. I think that would be a better way of doing it. Obviously, that's just my opinion. Let me know how you'd like to see esports bundles and esports skins added to Marvel Rivals, but it looks like they are trying to do it, and they're trying to do it in the fairest way so that all teams would get an even amount of the profit, rather than the bigger teams earning more. I think they just want to help everyone grow when it comes to the esports, which is a good start to the Marvel Rivals esports scene. We also got an update from the Marvel Rivals director, revealing that the next 12 months of content for Marvel Rivals is already prepared. So that means they already have all the upcoming heroes and maps and lore ready until around this time next year. And they confirmed that hero production usually takes around 12 months to complete, from its concept, modeling, animating, and voice acting. So when we see leaks in the game that look fairly finalized, it makes a lot more sense, because they practically already have 12 more heroes lined up, ready for future seasons, and are already currently working on heroes for next year. These Marvel Rivals devs definitely don't sleep. They are absolutely cooking. And they also mentioned that the reason they do seasonal roadmaps is to keep a close eye on the player-based discussions to see how we as players can inspire the team in what they create next. The interviewer even asked about one of the most requested heroes, Deadpool, who is leaked to be on the way, but unfortunately the game director didn't confirm if Wade Wilson is on the release schedule for the next year. He just told us to stay tuned for future reveals. And now one more tiny leak to end off the video. We have a few new moods coming to the game. I'm not sure when these will be added to the game, but we have a Scarlet Witch mood, a Lunar Snow mood where she's really upset, and then a really cute Cloak and Dagger mood. I don't know when these are coming to the store, but XOX leaked that they were in the game files. And that wraps up the video, guys. So what do you think of the upcoming modes coming to Marvel Rivals? What do you hope that Resource Rumble actually is, as it's going to be a competitive mode? And that's about it. Drop any thoughts or questions you have in the comments. Let me know how you'd want them to do esports skins, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.